Hey guys, Jason here. Today we're going to figure out why a Kenmore washer isn't filling with water. This could be caused by a couple different things, including the water valve, pressure switch, or timer. Before we get started, take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more repair guides to help you do it yourself. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll need a multimeter, flat blade screwdriver, and a putty knife. While you're getting those together, please remember to keep safety first. The first test we'll be doing today doesn't require the unit to be connected to power, so go ahead and pull that plug.
And while you're at it, turn off the water supply as well.
We're going to need to get into the console, so you need to use a putty knife here. On the left and right sides, you'll see a clip that holds the console to the cabinet. Slide the putty knife under the console about an inch from each end. Then push the clip towards the back of the machine, while gently prying up and pulling forward to release one side. You'll need to do the same to the other side, and flip the console over. Next, we need to disconnect the lid switch. Now you'll see two brass clips holding the cabinet to the back panel. Use a flat blade screwdriver and push down and release the clips.
Then you can tilt the cabinet down and forward and slide it off the frame.
Now we can access the pressure switch to test it. The pressure switch reads where the water level is, if it's full or empty, or has reached the desired setting. If the switch has failed in the full position, then power will not be able to reach the water valve to fill the unit. Let's test the switch to find out what's going on. Grab your multimeter and set it to continuity, which looks like a sideways Wi-Fi symbol. Then use the wire colors going to the switch to determine which pins to test when you disconnect the harness. We will be using the pink and the violet wires here. Now you can disconnect the harness. Remember which terminals has the pink and violet wires, then take your meter probes and touch the two terminals. You should have continuity here,
which means you should hear a tone.
If you don't get continuity, then the pressure switch would think that the tub is full and won't provide water, so you'd need to replace the switch. Our next step will be to test the temperature control switch. During this test, we will be checking voltage, so the washer needs to be plugged in. Please be very careful here to protect yourself from electric shock, which has the potential to cause serious injuries. Don't ever test live voltage if you're uncomfortable using a multimeter. Once you've got the washer plugged in, set the cycle selector to a position where it would fill with water. Then pull the timer knob out. Now find the temperature control switch in the console. Set your multimeter to a VAC setting and put your probes into the brown and white wire in the harness. You should see 120 volts here on the meter, which means the timer is doing its job. If you don't get 120 volts here and the pressure switch tested good, then the timer would need to be replaced. If your pressure switch and temperature control switch are both good, we can test the water valve. We'll be doing another voltage test here, so keep your washer plugged in. Remember to be very careful. Before you start testing, use some pliers to remove the hoses and make sure the screens aren't clogged with debris.
If they're clogged, you can use a stiff bristle brush to clean them out.
Also keep in mind that the washer's manufacturer will sometimes give acceptable resistance readings for the valves, but that wouldn't really tell us if the plunger inside the valve has seized up and it's not opening. Remember, if a part is receiving good voltage supply and is still not doing its job, then it would need to be replaced. Make sure the washer is plugged in, the timer is set to a fill setting, and the knob is pulled out. Then set the temperature switch to a warm setting so both valves receive voltage. You'll also keep the multimeter on a VAC setting. The hot water valve will have a brown wire with a red stripe and a white wire going to it. Place the meter probes into the two wires. You should get 120 volts AC here. The cold valve will have a yellow wire with a red stripe and a white wire going to it. Test it the same way as you did the hot water valve by placing the probes into the two wires. You should have 120 volts AC here also. If you don't have 120 volts AC at the water valves, but you did get 120 volts at the temperature switch, then the temperature switch is the problem and needs to be replaced. You can see that this unit has a bad valve and needs to be replaced. Since we determined that the water valve is faulty, here's how to replace it.
For this, we'll need a 1/4-inch nut driver and some pliers.
Go ahead and unplug the washer to prevent any risk of electrocution. Then unscrew the 1/4-inch screw. Then disconnect the wire harnesses and unclip the water valve.
Loosen the hose and disconnect it. It's a good idea to have a towel ready in case there's water left in the hoses.
Once that's done, install the new valve and clip it in.
Then reconnect the wire harness.
Then reinstall the 1/4-inch screw. If you find any bulges or cracks in your hose, this is the best time to replace them. If one of those busted while no one was home, it would flood your house. When you're done, you can reinstall the cabinet and flip the console back over.
Reinstall the brass clips and connect the lid switch.
Then slide the tabs into the bottom of the console into the holes in the top of the cabinet. After that, just push down the console till it locks in place and you're done. If you need any of the parts mentioned in this video, head over to appliancepartspros.com to get a replacement. Most orders arrive in 2 business days, and we have tons of videos to help you install your new parts. In the meantime, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you'll see our newest videos. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.